Okay, so we're going to talk about a YouTuber. I've actually bitched about this individual in a prior moment in time on stream, right? Who am I to throw stones at a YouTuber bigger than myself? I'm FPS Diesel. That's who I am. And I can give lore as to why this individual is not a good person, but we're just gonna like take this as like a really lighthearted fun time, and we'll get to the more like annoying shit later. Right? So, you're on Twitter.com. iilluminaughtii. You might be familiar with her. This little lady runs a channel. Okay, listen, YouTube for me is a little bit of an art. Now, who am I to say how much or how little engagement you have with the creation of that art? iilluminaughtii might as well just not show up to her job. If you've ever watched one of her videos, she does video essays about particular topics, sometimes around like left-wing issues or stuff like that. Oh, yes, we're getting into the tea. Right? And left-wing issues, she's very political, stuff like that. But is she political? She's political in like the loosest sense, right? And the reason I say this and that I poo-poo on her videos and I don't like her, she just does the voice for the videos, right? Her channel used to be her creating stuff. She has hired editors, which is fine. I have an editor. In the future, I will hire more editors, right? But iilluminaughtii has somebody edit her videos, master her audio, write her scripts. Someone hands her a script, and then she just does the lines. All of those opinions that you see from iilluminaughtii are just her script writers. She has no input in anything. At that rate, just get somebody else to do the voice and collect residuals. You're running a corporation that's called iilluminaughtii. Just fuck off, right? Like, why wouldn't you just take that bag? Just do that. Like, you're so business pilled already. Just do it, right? Wasn't she a part of Sad Milk? Yes. So she's a manager. I mean, she manages them, but listen, I edit. You don't. And I edit for another YouTuber as well. I edit for a Tozy. He doesn't manage shit. I work at my own hours. And sometimes he gives me notes. Other times he doesn't. And the video just goes up. It's a very loose handled job. Maybe she's not that kind of individual. She has different standards that she wants to meet. But generally speaking, it's bad. And I don't think her content is very good. I think she's very lukewarm with her takes. It's one thing. If you're a political content creator and you put out politics-related content, I would hope that you have some hand in the creation of that content. Otherwise it comes off as disingenuous. Is that wrong to say? Like the Quartering's videos are bad, but they're kind of representative of how his politics are bad, right? I don't think that's wrong to say. iilluminaughtii's kind of the same way, giving the vein of like quality, but it's really not. Anyway, all this to say, I'm always going to have a hand in the production of my videos because that's the kind of person I am. Sometimes Star will edit a video, but yeah, if you're going to be like, it's iilluminaughtii's channel. Her name's Blair, by the way. It's Blair's channel. Have some hand in the creation of it, or just don't be involved at all. Go do something else, right? YouTube is an art form, and at some level, the YouTuber has to be involved with the creation of their art. That's just how I am, and it's really just an opinion thing. But, the content is political. I would hope that she has, like, a hand in it, right? She just doesn't ask somebody to fucking ring up a left-leaning, like, video essay on what she does. And it's just like the ethos of it kind of gets ruined when it's not you writing it, right? Like, I don't think ContraPoints would be as convincing if ContraPoints didn't write what ContraPoints says. You know what I mean? But that's just like a personal philosophy thing for me with Blair. Yeah, she was a part of Sad Milk. I do remember her from the Reddit channel days. I do remember her. I always heard she was like super neurotic and all over the place. And yeah, that basically remains to be the case of what I've heard behind the scenes. I agree with you. It's kind of like a hack job if you're just reading your content off a script and didn't even write. Yeah. Speaking of, Illuminaughtii in a recent escapade, and we'll pull up Bo Black's video and watch it in a second. But Bo Black's shows one of these things, and basically what's happening here is that Illuminautti's editors went to Legal Eagle's editors and asked them how they did the paper tear thing, right? So how they did this. I'll pull up Bo Black's video. Let's just pull it up. It's easier if I do that.
Lawyer, YouTuber, Legal Eagle for plagiarism? She tweets out, not Legal Eagle editors broaching my editors to take my video style, and then when they didn't give up the info, they literally copied it. And by the way, I have the messages from my editors, and found an email from them too. Just changed the color from purple to blue. Huh? Interesting.
So I think this is very rich coming from her, where she is chastising Legal Eagle's editors for stealing her style. When, like, I get it, your editors are your employees. They really work under you. It's your style at the end of the day. It's your channel. But as I've already established, Illuminaughtii has no fucking, like, role in her content, right? And she is complaining about Legal Eagle doing a video that looks similar to something she would create. Now, there's nothing particularly special or different about Illuminautti's videos because tons of people have been doing the same kind of content she has with the same kind of production value, with the same kind of effects. Like, the stuff that we're going to look at is simple shit that any editor worth their salt could learn. And these editors went to go learn it, probably because Blair asked. I don't know. I wasn't on the inside. So Natty, her content has evolved from that to being the persuasive video essay content, right? Which is why I compare her to, like, ContraPoints, right? But yes, that was also her. She has the whole Billy Cipher pyramid. Oh, she's gatekeeping. Yes, she's gatekeeping, but what she's gatekeeping is cringe.
Found an email from them too. Just changed the color.
Like, editors can talk to each other. Like, if her editors are super paranoid and, like, coming to her, right? Not Legal Eagle's editors approaching my editors to take my video style. See, it sounds like they were having a conversation. She saw it and it bothered her, right? That's what it reads like to me. But even if they just came to her in, like, good faith, being like, Legal Eagle is trying to copy you. His editors came to us and they said blah 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 blah, right? Like. Let's get to the part where they show off the clip that is like the copy clip.
Purple to blue. Huh? Interesting. So I went through my emails and found this, just outright saying, yeah, I'm gonna do this, but if you could make...
Yeah. So here's the thing. Editors behind the scenes, we share information, we share plugins, we share tips. Whenever I work with an editor, right, if they are working for me, you know what I say? Listen, is there anything you don't know how to do? I teach Premiere and After Effects, like, part-time. I can teach you if you don't need, like I will give you job training. That is something I offer to my staff that I hire. That is something I do. You just share these things because it's right? We all want to create art and do it together and be collaborative, right? This is fine. Asking to share this stuff is not only fine, it's normal in the industry. Or it should be, okay? If you're acting like this, not only do you not understand the industry, get the fuck out of it. And who the fuck wants you in this kind of industry if you're not going to, like, work together as a team? You might be working on different productions, but, like, fucking Christ, like, share information. Don't be this bitch-ass motherfucker. Fucking, oh my God, I hate this shit. This fucking gatekeepy bullshit. They do this in Hollywood. Fuck these people. Fuck that.
Make it easier for me, I'd appreciate it. She then shows an email that says, hey Blair, I work as an editor for Legal Eagle, and I was wondering if there was some After Effects plugin you guys use for things like the intro to the first NFL video, where the lighter colors appear to stick out in 3D. We could recreate it, but we figured there was probably a faster method you guys were using. Here's the video I'm talking about, just so you know what I mean. Thanks, Danny. Illuminaughtii continues her thread by saying, also went to my Discord server to try and get more to cop the style. She then...
Like, okay, here's the thing. If you're using plugins or you're using, like, things that make the job easier, I mean, at the end of the day, it's whoever created the plugin style, right? you're just aping that. Those bottom headers at the bottom of the page, right? Sorry, Natty. You know how it happens. Stream Elements tries to keep everybody from ranting. But this is... I really think the artistic community, and editors are artists, it works better if they're allowed to share, right? It works better. Just everything works better. The better everyone gets, the better it is for the industry. That's just it, right? Editors aren't going to leave just because somebody else has learned or something like that. You know? It's not going to happen. Like, what's the harm in telling them how it's done? Seriously, what is the harm? Legal Eagle accommodates a completely different audience than Blair. There is more than enough space on the internet for Blair and Legal Eagle to be producing content that looks similar, okay?
Then shows Danny in the Discord server saying, am I allowed to post a video essay I made that was inspired by Blair's channel? Or is there like no self-promotion? Also, is there any way I can talk to one of the video editors? I edit for Legal Eagle and wanted to know how they did a specific effect. Flo the Dragon Ghost responds by saying, you have to be level 2 to post a link. Then the best place for that would be advertise yourself/others. Danny responds, and about talking to the editing team? I've emailed in the past but got no response.
So this person obviously is like trying really hard to figure out how they did something. I get it. They want to level up and they can't find out exactly what they're looking for. So maybe it's a little inappropriate how they're asking or going about it, right? Now she's like, this editor's going to a server and asking. You know, there's like servers for that. There's a Premiere server. There's an official Premiere server, official Adobe servers, where editors who work for like Disney and like really real professionals can come and they can give you advice and help.
I figured I'd try here. And then she shows the examples of this alleged plagiarism, and I mean, I'll just let the picture speak.
Okay. So here it is. Here's the alleged plagiarism, right? We got a paper tear effect, which if you've seen some of my video essays that are like more the true crime ones, I have a paper tear effect in the background. It's brown. I have one. And I made it myself after following a fucking tutorial, right? This next one, right, is the highlighter, the highlighter effect. You've seen this. The Verge, Vice, BuzzFeed. May they rest in not peace because they're shit. Fucking everybody. This is an easy effect to do in After Effects that tons of editors learn, tons of editors need to learn. It is important to know how to do this. Everybody uses the same tutorial to learn that exact thing, okay? And then the color of the Sharpie changes depending on what it is. And by the way, if Legal Eagles is the blue one and Blair's is the purple one, the blue one looks better, but that's just my opinion on it. I mean, if they probably should go into her Discord, she should have just told them no. Yeah, she should have just told them no. Which, by the way, even with the amount of suspiciously wealthy furries, you'll definitely have to sculpt the patron persona once in a while. Which, by the way, even for a beginner graphic designer that I am, it's not that hard effect to make at all. You can literally make it yourself in 15 minutes or even 5 minutes if you're a professional. Dude, even they use a highlighting effect for the editing projects at my uni. She's gatekeeping this. Yes, she is gatekeeping this.
For themselves and let you guys come up with your own conclusion, but needless to say, I think these claims are a little bit silly. Regardless, she ended off her thread by saying, and to be honest, I wouldn't have believed any of this was trying to replicate my videos, if not for the email and Discord stuff that was done preemptive to their video coming out. Like, talk about, can I copy your homework? Yeah, just make it a little different, shaking my head.
So after the editor didn't get the information they wanted from Blair's editors, guess what the editor did? The editor Googled it until they found her answer and then did it. They didn't know how to do it, so they went to go find out how to do something that your editor knew how to do. That is not copying homework. They saw something and then they went to copy it. Everything that I've learned in editing, I saw somebody do, and then I went, how do you do blank? And then I go on a rabbit hole until I find the answer.
Leon Lush responds to her by saying,
Oh.
both examples, all I'm seeing is some incredibly common editing style/technique that have been used in thousands of videos. Not sure why you're trying to make this a thing? Honestly, example B made me laugh. If you've watched a documentary in your life, you've seen this exact edit, and you were using it as an example of someone copying you? Def Noodles says, you're trying to claim the most basic editing style. Literally turn on your TV and put on 50 different true crime docs, and you'll find the same style in 45 of them. This just seems weird and petty. Avery Howard says, I might be wrong here, but A, Legal Eagle has been using those styles, the ripped paper and highlighter, for years, and B, the question wasn't about those styles anyway, but rather a particular effect that they wanted to know how it was done. There's no copying here. H. Bomber Guy quotes
There we go.
Illuminaughtii and says, just to clarify, one of Legal Eagle's editors asked one of your editors what plugin they used for a personal video they were working on for their own channel. I take play.
So what you're gonna see is that Blair was put on blast by everybody of every single walk, life, and political spectrum because the opinion is stupid, right? And there's a lot more to that. I think Nicholas Diorio has it on his Twitter. I'll pull it up in a second. Let's see. Illuminati's accusations. This is all her being an idiot. Legal Eagle responded. I would love to see what he said.
And of course shows Legal Eagle's response to Illuminaughtii, which reads out, Hey Illuminaughtii, I think this is a big misunderstanding. Perhaps great minds think alike.
Oh my god, so professional. So professional. He's a lawyer though, so what do you expect?
No one on my team is trying to copy you. Without an exhaustive review of your channel, I believe we used these two styles before your channel did. We've used them for 3 to 4 years. Plus,
Oof.
the two styles, a pseudo paper rip and a highlight, are extremely common on YouTube. The editor you were talking about didn't even design.
Yeah, out of one of the worst types of people to pick a fight with, the last person anybody would want to pick an internet fight with is a lawyer. Why would you do that to yourself? They argue for a living.
Either of those two elements. Again, we've used them for 3 to 4 years at this point. Danny is a great and thorough editor. When he reached out via email, he was hoping to find out what plugin your team used on a particular video, a very common practice among editors. He was not looking to copy anyone's style. Danny is also a freelancer who makes his own videos. In the Discord, the video he referenced was about being inspired by your subject matter, not your style. He's a fan of yours. The video was referencing a video of his own, not a Legal Eagle video. Here's the end of the Discord chat that Danny provided to me. He was trying to edit a video of his own using only DaVinci Resolve. He was always just looking for some technical help, and even thanked everyone anyway. He then shows a screenshot that starts with Danny's last message from the screenshot Illuminaughtii provided, and then showing the 3 messages below that
Legal Eagle shows up with receipts. So here's another problem. All right. Here's another problem I have with Blair. Is that she has done this before where she gets heat for something stupid because she was stupid, because she is stupid, in my opinion. And she gets heat for it. And then she's like, gonna make herself a victim, right? So not only does she not address that when it was brought up, or address any of that, or apologize for stupid behavior, what she did after, right? What she did after is what really annoys me. Because all of a sudden, after that happens, she starts, like, allegedly getting harassed and doxxed, and bad stuff starts happening to her. And listen, I don't want to be the one to call cap on that, right? But she, 1, didn't provide any evidence, and then 2, okay, just claimed that right around the same time she was getting heat for something completely justified, right? So here's what I think happened. I think, this is just a hot take, this is just an opinion, I think Blair was pissed that she was getting heat for that. And instead of being an adult and apologizing or doing anything that a fucking smart person would do, she decided, oh, I'm going to be the victim. I'm going to turn this around until, like, I'm being harassed. And obviously it didn't work. Nobody bought that. Nobody fucking cared. Okay? But that's what she said right after, right? And that's annoying. She's being a child that needs to grow up. Well, the thing is, Rogue, is that Blair has a history of this dumb bullshit, right? Surely you'd logically want to put out an apology and wait a few days before making doxing allegations, right? And it's like, here, hold on. Let me pull up the shit with Nicholas Diorio. Yeah, okay. So here's what happened. So someone has been trying to gain access to my Google accounts and various social media accounts while I was streaming. Hacking into someone's account because you don't agree with them is nasty, and people who condone this behavior in their communities are gross. Oh, you got proof of that? No? What a surprise. Right? Like, here's the thing. She gets heat, rightfully. All of a sudden, it's these people that are giving her heat that are encouraging someone to hack her? How convenient. How convenient. Oh, not only are these other creators in the wrong, they are responsible for their audience and the fucking dumb bullshit that they do. Get the hell out of here, lady. And there's more about Blair, stuff that I won't share, but, you know, stuff that annoys me nonetheless. Now, Nick does not like Illuminati. I will not lie. He is not charitable to her whatsoever, but that's because Blair is fucking an asshole. God, Nick, you tweet so much. Oh, oof. All right, here's an example that HH Bomber guy pulled up of Blair's copy bullshit. Right? Here's an example.
Professor Hugh Fudenberg.
Professor Fudenberg has long been controversial.
A man named Hugh Fudenberg, a former immunologist who has been long controversial.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit involving the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic child patients with blood products.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit with the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic patients with blood products.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse and misprescribing of controlled drugs.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse of prescribing controlled drugs.
Professor Hugh Fudenberg.
Professor Fudenberg has long been controversial.
A man named Hugh Fudenberg,
Illuminati. Blair. Hello. Guys, she didn't even write it. Okay? It's almost like if she had a hand in the creation of her own content, she could have caught this. Unless she doesn't care, which is highly likely. So this is a problem and why you guys shouldn't support Illuminati, personally, in my opinion. Okay? I can't make you do anything. I just think this kind of behavior is shitty. Okay? Sounds like she might be copying the homework a bit. Whoops. Whoopsie. Okay, so this is a personal drama lore. Right? So obviously these tweets come from Nick Diorio, George Soros of commentary. Teachers would be like, don't copy it from Wikipedia. Illuminati be like, okay, I'll copy from a documentary. Of course it's not coincidence. All right. So Nick is clearly not being charitable, but there's a reason for it. He said, I have been waiting for Illuminati's life to come crashing down for years. It's finally time. Me, after she told her friends and coworkers that I made fun of her miscarriage and cancer that she never actually told me about. She deleted Tommy C's videos. Tommy C we've watched when we covered Edwin and Salvo. Right? She deleted Tommy C's videos because she was a manager on Tommy C's channel in the past. So she went behind a YouTuber she knows back, that YouTuber that trusted her, and deleted videos that he did not want deleted because it made Blair look bad. She deleted Tommy C's videos while he was asleep, and she swore to me that r/, a Reddit channel, swatted her. All right. Apparently r/ is like a dick or something, but given Illuminati's history, I would not be surprised if that's bullshit. Okay? Because here she is saying, oh, all this shit happened to me. My homework is being copied. My content's being copied. Listen, I was not there in Sad Milk. I was not part of that group. But if I was a betting man, okay, so I was in Reddit content, right? I've talked about it. I was part of Reddit crew. every single Reddit channel that was a group thing, if it fell apart because of internal politics, okay? Because some dumb bullshit happened between the group, and that's why they split. It happened with Soot House. I guarantee it happened with Sad Milk. And I would bet money, that Blair is somehow like a big contributing factor to that, okay? So that's why Sad Milk is gone. That's just a guess based on my experience. Remember, guys, I've been making content a decade. I did the Reddit content. I knew the Reddit channels. I would hear things. I'm just saying. The Click had been a part of their group. He made a tweet about Illuminati, too. Is that recent? Is this about the recent thing? I don't imagine that the Sad Milk folk are on good terms now. Damian Lee is a watcher of these streams. He's passed through every now and again. And, yeah, I just saw it this morning. I'll look it up. But he's not a part of it anymore, right? Because I checked to see if she was following Damian Lee, and the answer to that question would be no. Oh, so here's a Sad Milk thread. Oh, boy. Okay, we're going to read this. React live. So this is the Click. I guess he was part of Sad Milk. Hey, peeps. Have not seen the recent drama regarding Illuminati. I'd like to clarify I'm not affiliated with her and haven't been for over 2 years. I left her and her collaboration group, Sad Milk, due to similar behavior as seen in the recent events. Lashing out at friends and fans, paranoia, and generally poor anger management, to name a few. Eventually, I believe pretty much the whole group left her. The last meeting I ever had with her, she spent half an hour, I think, hard to know, screaming at me for an array of random things. And from what I have heard, without giving details, this adds up with her character behind the scenes. She is not a good person. Very, very neurotic and all over the place. Calling me a bad friend, lazy, and a bunch of random accusations that didn't really have anything to do with me. There's no way you can have a resume you claim and be this fucking stupid, and so on. This is like a low blow, but Illuminati has old videos because she used to be a stripper. I don't know if you know that. And she'll take this down. She'll like copyright strike it if I show this. But there's a video of her talking about a date she was on and how she had a really big shit. And so she's trying to break the shit in the toilet, but it keeps clogging. And she's like bitching and moaning and talking about how she describes the... So this is a joke. She stole this joke from some comedian because I've used the same joke before. But she talks about how the feces was so big, it was like a baby arm. Right? So she's talking about a baby arm size fecal excrement that she's trying to get down the toilet and how that date was ruined. For some reason, Blair, in her past life and her past job, also talked about like her dates and stuff in all these videos. And like the general consensus with all these old videos is that like she's bitching and moaning about how dates never go her way. And then she always like blames it on the guy. And then also she's like really looking for the one and stuff like that. And it, you know, when like you can tell, like, okay, so you have one divorce, maybe it was your wife. You have 2 divorces, maybe you just pick them bad. You have 3 divorces, you're the problem, right? I'm not saying she was divorced or anything. I'm using that as an example, right? But she always puts the onus on the guy, right? When it's like, no, bitch, it's you. You're the fucking problem. You're why you have trouble with men. Okay? You're a femcel in disguise. That's why she'd always employ the flush the toilet as the shit as mid-air strat. Never let me down. I remember Illuminati making fun of someone with mental health issues, then acting like she's a good person. Who cares? After that, I unsubbed. I feel like if you notice that the relationships are constantly going wrong, you should take a step back and find a common denominator. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Soup. That's what I'm saying. She would be talking about dates on her YouTube channel, you know, to try and like make like relatable content to the ladies type thing. And it read like, actually, I think it's you, honey. Okay? I think it's you who's got a fucking conniption. Like, and I don't want to fucking blame women for like the plights of men being stupid or something like that. But like Like, let's call a fucking spade a spade. She gives red flags a mile away, okay? See, moist teeth. She's not just paranoid about the shit. She's paranoid about everything. But let's read what the rest of the clip has to say. I left along with several of other members, half the group at the time. She spent the next few months spreading lies and half-truths about us on the Sad Milk Reddit page and vague posts on Twitter. I still have all the screenshots. She would turn friends against you or specifically team up with people she didn't like, and so she had allies against you, rallying mainly behind problematic community members known to be liars and conflict seekers. When people started questioning that maybe she was the reason everyone left, there was a very convenient digging up of 11 to 14-year-old videos of me. Stuff I made when I made my channel in 2009 when I was a teenager. As you can probably guess, some of the jokes at that time aged like milk. I publicly owned up to my past mistakes and apologized, doing my best to be transparent and honest about my past. She would still harp on it, ignoring the fact that it had already been addressed, trying to direct as much of his attention to it as possible, publicly stating it was a bad apology, along with vague posts about it and comments on the collaboration channel. Maybe in an attempt to get people to assume I had been kicked out for poor behavior rather than leave because of her own behavior. She, assuming it was her and that she had channel access, also liked to pull what I can only describe as petty acts of revenge. For example, some people left comments on the collaboration channel saying, "Good that Click left." They obviously got ratioed hard, as people were there for the creators. She would manually go in and delete ratioing comments, but leave the original hate comment. She tried to gain control of my Discord when it surpassed her in size, tossing around accusations at staff and trying to get rid of my team and replacing it with hers, giving me the ultimatum to fire my entire seniors team or be publicly fired from Sad Milk myself. I was still a YouTube freshie at the time, and she was quite intimidating, claiming connections and clout, reputation, and powerful friends, so everyone stayed mostly silent and had to constantly look over our shoulders for the next year. None of us even mentioning the whole thing. We were worried of taking in our own Discords, as it became apparent she had spies within our moderation ranks. We were just hoping we wouldn't have our reputations completely destroyed for simply walking away. Okay, so, couple things, all right? One, you're on YouTube. You don't need social connections to make this job. You don't have to be social with a single person, and you can make it, and that is one of the good things about YouTube. If you like friends, maybe that'll affect it, okay? But you'll never hear it from anybody in commentary that Blair's a good lady. Nobody's ever going to say that. You're welcome here, okay? We're all crazy, but she is girl bossed a bit too close to the sun, I fear. Yes. Yes, she has. All right, we got another Sad Milk person leaving a thread here. Okay, this is a huge one. Let's get into it. So now the old Sad Milk members are coming out and talking shit on Blair. All right. So this is from another one. Forgive me for this being scattered, emotions all. Gotta love them, a Sad Milk thread. After being threatened with a breach for speaking out, I confirmed that this behavior Blair exhibits is entirely accurate here. I am aware the bridges I burned and remain where I am after Sad Milk spilt it was a constant negative echo chamber that I took part in. Regardless, I used to edit for Sad Milk. Blair made no effort to take direction. She made everything about herself. Sad Milk at the time was the nearest thing to a family I had, which sounds pathetic, but the content creator space is a very isolating one. That's true. You do this full time, you can end up having no friends, and it's really shitty. It's important to socialize. It's important to be a social individual. Even if you're just a normal person, try and maintain friend connections. You need it. It's good for you. I don't care if you say that you're a loner or antisocial or whatever. Regardless, humans are social creatures. I feel really bad for the people she's come into contact with. It seems like she just really enjoys trying to make people scared and miserable. Yeah. The amount of hours I would spend online making drafts, editor tutorials for new hires, staying up late to try and get some editing if the editors were shorthanded. I missed Christmas with my brother and father, fixing the mistake of the editor she hired. And I didn't even get a thank you. It took me more than half a month to even get paid. Meanwhile, she delays payments to editors so she can purchase expensive clothes, visit BMW dealerships, and spend hundreds on food in a day. While I hold my own beliefs towards certain matters, every month or so there's a new villain of the week. and they would 1 second be a normal person in our lives, the next suddenly a monster through and through. You guessed it, Blair's mouth. To say sad milk spilled. To say sad milk split on creative differences is a joke. It's a flat-out lie. Again, I'm aware of the bridges burned, but I can confirm that call took place where she screamed, cursed, and had a meltdown towards Not the Click, and one topic at a time. It was a train wreck. It was just supposed to be a fun group project, and we had become profitable, even to a small extent. Blair went creative lead and went from doing fun creative topics to more in line with the Reddit we would all cover on our own channels to doing unenthusiastic view content. Blair took control and wouldn't listen to how the videos should be made. So we got hyper loud music with childlike sprites and paired with adult humor just made part of being sad milk humiliating. My friends and I would watch sad MILF. I feel like a sad MILF right now. My friends and I would watch sad milk and laugh not at the content, but how awful it had become. Not due to anyone being entertaining, but the lack of quality control. It is an editorial nightmare. That's part of why I stopped editing, because my really well-made content got roped into that by proxy. Same thing happened to me. I didn't make Reddit content, but my content got roped into it by proxy. Sad milk, fresh from a sad MILF. Hello, Tomato Man. Blair did not care. It was her, and anyone who dared to try and take the reins was a threat. After Click, OT, and Salty left, I did almost all of the heavy lifting, which was a thankless job for being small on the internet. I tried making up schedules. I motivated Blair during mental breakdowns of her to not delete the channel or the Discord, since I actively read through the comments on both, and we had people who we mattered to. After months of behind-the-scenes insults towards Click and OT, it became so stale and negative. Yeah, we all took part, but after going on so long, it just became day after day. Blair would sit and check Click and OT's social blade. She would make fake accounts to stalk them. Not just them, but large portions of the commentary community. I've personally seen her try to get her lawyers to shut down anyone who says anything against her, and they ruined her day by saying, yeah, we can't really do anything. It's insane. She tried to lawyer up. That's cute. That's cute, Blair. You're a fucking bitch. E-girls buy me Nintendo Switches. Yes, Tomato Man. We know. You got a Nintendo Switch from an e-girl. SMH. Where's my sugar daddy or mommy to give me a free toy from the internet? All right. It's insane. Innocent people don't work so hard to try and silence others. We would get no work done. I can't count how many times I pleaded and set up meetings for us to do something and nobody cared. I thought I had a friend who was hurting, and then I saw I had moved to villain. I'm bisexual. Where are my sugar parents? I'll give you a free toy, Daddy Diesel. Oh, boy. Man, my Twitch chat just be wildin'. In need of some sugar, parentheses, cocaine. YouTubers be like, could use some cocaine right now. And like everyone else, I got shut out, trash talked, and the people I had made efforts to be friends with wouldn't even acknowledge my existence. For me, though, I already moved states under good faith. I was bettering my life. In 30 days of living with Blair, it was a nightmare. I felt like I was trapped in her home always. She makes everyone her enemy. She called, wonder checking in to see if I'm okay. An invasion of privacy. I sent her numerous messages trying to show her I wanted to be her friend. She lives like an actual monster. Her home is a mess, like hoarders bad. Constant subtweets about me on Twitter and ignoring me. If I dare say anything back, her Discord manager would happily remind me of my contract. This is disgusting. So somebody else posted pictures of Blair's home. I have seen other pictures. I can corroborate that this is true. This is an image of her room. And apparently, it's worse than this. Right? Blair Coombe Cave. Illuminati Coombe Cave reveal. Coombe Cave reveal. Oh my god. So there's that. I mean, this doesn't look so bad, but you know. Damn, bitch. Do you got a fucking bed spring or something? No, you just leave the mattress on the floor? It looks like it's on the floor. I hope it's not. Damn, bitch, you live like this. For real, for real. For real, for real. So my therapist, who she accuses me of stealing because she recommended, suggests I leave that house at all costs, and I did. Into details I can't get further into due to legalities, but I ended up with no car, hardly any clothes, and money to my name, and no home. Now working full-time again, I had no time for my channel. I had cried, bled, and worked to get up. So I watched it die. My main concern now was food on my table, all because I made friends with one of the most vile people on the platform. Nobody wanted to talk to me, and I was too afraid to fully go public, as I didn't know the reach this massive creator had. I had everything IRL and online taken from me. She personally threw my YouTube play button in the trash. If that isn't symbolic, man, I don't know what is. I had spent the last 2 years of my life rebuilding from the ground up due to this woman. The only difference is I get to come back stronger as a person. She doesn't. She can't take that away from everyone she screwed over. Blair, you can't hide anymore. Sooner or later, you're going to push everyone who cared about you away. And you realize the world isn't out to get you, but you made your fears a reality all on your own. I'm not afraid of you. You don't get that from me anymore. Never again. I apologize for how long this thread is. I understand this place probably isn't the best place to do it, but I'm sick of knowing all this information and never being able to say anything. Have a good day and be well. All right. I don't think I really need to show anything else to prove how fucking just shitty this person is. You know, in case anybody at the beginning of this thought I was coming at her for like dumb, hot political takes. No, I don't care. Holy shit, dude. I really despise this person. Like, wow. How did you continue to live your life knowing you affected people like this? And she had been getting away with this shitty behavior for years, guys. Okay? Because, again, I was in a different Reddit group. But even being in a different Reddit group, you know what happens when you go to, like, VidCon? You sit down and you have conversations about these people. So I had already known going into this not to like Blair. Right? I didn't have details and I couldn't remember why I didn't like Blair. But as this drama has unfolded, I remember, oh, she's done this. Oh, she's done that. You know, like all these different things. But, yeah, that's not surprising. Not surprising at all. Started to dislike her ever since she ripped off that one girl's channel, Cruel World, Happy Mind. This ain't her first time at the rodeo, you know? This ain't her first time at the rodeo. But, yeah, I hear things about creators behind the scenes all the time. All the fucking time. And, yeah, sometimes people like Blair are real. And a lot of times, if you're a YouTuber, if you're in my position as a reporter, people tell you things in confidence. And in confidence, you cannot share those things. Right? Because you ruin your credibility if you do that. So many times, I sit on topics for months or years because I can't cover it yet. Yeah, I've heard about this years ago. Like, fucking all the Reddit channels, like, fell apart. All the group ones. They all fell apart for different reasons. And you could always blame it on, like, one creator specifically.